Hello gentlemen, my name is Sunglass Rob and today we're going to talk about the best men's options for snow goggles for the 23-24 season. Let it snow! Alright brosif, let's get into a little bit of the details here. So these are all amazing high-end goggles, and because of that, they all have some features that you really should expect from high-end goggles. They all kind of share those same features, so quickly I want to go over all of those, and then after that we're going to get into why each one of these goggles deserves to be on this table. So the first thing that's really important to me is triple layer foam, and all of these have triple layer foam. That means right here we have 3 different densities and 3 different types of foam, and they all kind of do their own thing. To me, that last one is really important. It's antimicrobial. You should see how many times I practiced saying that word right this morning in the bathroom mirror. But I got it. And this kind of flexes to your face. It's really comfortable and it wicks sweat, and it's just really nice to have that 3rd layer foam. A lot of more inexpensive goggles have 2 layers. I personally really noticed that 3rd layer, but maybe I'm particular, I don't know. All of these also have really nice contrast enhancing lens technology. Several seasons ago, Oakley and Smith came out with Prism and Chroma Pop, and every brand really now has some version of this contrast enhancing lens technology, which really in technical terms means they figured out how to use different dyes to block different specific light frequencies, and that really just boosts everything and helps you open up your eyes, and you get this amazing contrast. It really has changed the game. It's a little bit common now, especially it's been a few years, especially on this table. They're all gonna have that amazing technology. They're also, of course, 100% UV, and all these goggles are helmet compatible. I hope you're wearing a helmet at this point in the game. I wanna see you live a happy life. So, and keep your head. I've had too many concussions. I don't want you to get one. Wear a helmet. That's like a whole different video. Anyways, they're all helmet compatible, and you can wear the strap on the outside if you're a dad like me, or on the inside if you're rad like I was when I was much younger and not a dad. Anyways, because they're all helmet compatible, they have a silicone bead on the inside of the strap, and what that does is it keeps it secure in place when you're wearing it on a helmet specifically. Speaking of safe and clarity and vision and optics, we make these amazing prescription inserts. If you're still trying to jam your glasses inside your goggles, or if you're dealing with your contacts giving out before your legs do, or you're just not seeing all that well on the mountain, to be honest, it breaks my heart. My whole life has been dedicated to helping you see better while doing what you love, and this will help you see better, so check out our insert. All right, let's talk about why each goggle is here. All right, bro chacho, the first one is the 100% Norg, brother. This goggle is so fun and so loud and so different and so unique. I just absolutely love it. This is actually my personal goggle. Fit-wise, I think this is kind of a little bit of a bigger, at least looking goggle. It'll probably fit a lot of different head sizes. You know, goggles are so adjustable, but this one definitely has a big fit, I mean, everything's big about this thing and loud about this thing. It's kind of like me. Maybe that's why I love it. Really, I haven't seen another goggle that's this like unique. The whole shield, all the different colorways are actually really rad and loud and different and cool. And I think that's the real takeaway with the 100% Norg is the aesthetics. And, you know, I think it's gonna turn some people off. It's gonna really get some people excited. I'm one of those. But besides how well they look, they work really well also. They use the hyper lens. It comes with 2 lenses, a darker one and a more of a contrast lens. They're magnetic interchangeability. They're well crafted. They're just really good goggles that happen to have like one of the most raddest, uniquest, funnest looks. All right, that's the Norg. You should get one. The next one out there for you brotato chips is the Anon M5. This is about a medium fit, and it actually comes in a small fit as well. If you have a really big head, kind of like me, they might be a little bit too small for you. They also make a low bridge fit. Enough of all that fit stuff. Why is this goggle so rad? Well, it's an Anon, which means it has really cool magnetic interchangeability. One of the fastest, easiest to change systems really out there. They kind of invented this magnetic world. Uses their perceive lens technology, which gives you all that contrast that you want. They're really, really durable. They're like built like a tank, like they're tough. They're not heavy, but they're really just tough. They last a long time. This interchangeability is super cool, kind of on this rimless lens. Speaking of this lens, this is what's called it's actually a new thing that Anon came out with. This is a flat toric lens, and it sits in between cylindrical and toric. If you don't know what all those things mean, I don't blame you. It's kind of complicated, but we do have videos on all that kind of stuff. But this lens shape is really unique. It gives you that like kind of vintage, cool, retro shield look, but with really, really, really good optics. So can't say enough good things about Anon goggles in general, and this is their newest one, the M5. I almost forgot to talk about the MFI. The MFI is super rad. This is the integrated magnetic face shield that it comes with, and it just magnetically clips on at the bottom. No space there, no gap there, feels really good. That's one of the really cool things about these Anon goggles. All right, this is actually our goggle. This is the Oakley Line Miner, and when I say our, this colorway in particular was designed in-house and is a collaboration with Oakley, and you can only get it at SportRx. It's got like the vintage factory pilot logo. It's got the sage gold lens, which is super rad. Okay, but let's just talk about this goggle. I actually love this goggle for a few reasons, but I think one of the reasons I love it is one of the reasons why people don't buy it. It's because it doesn't come with a bonus lens. Every other goggle we've talked about comes with a bonus lens, usually like a low light, well, always a low light lens, and then either a dark lens or a medium lens. This goggle just comes with one lens. It is less expensive because you're not getting the bonus lens. You can buy extra lenses and you can interchange them, but it's not easy. It's not like a quick interchangeable system by any means. It's kind of like old school. But what I like about it is that you don't really need a second lens with these goggles a lot of the time, because the prism lens technology has such a wide range of conditions that it works well in. So if you're the type of person that, if it's a super whiteout day or like pounding snow and sleet, you're gonna be inside having something warm to drink, this goggle might be it for you, because unless the weather's really bad, or if it's so unbelievably sunny and you have light blue eyes and you need like the darkest lens in the world, this might not be dark enough. But like every other world that you might be in, any other condition, the prism lens just works great. So if you don't want to think about it, if you don't want to change lenses, the Line Miner might be the one for you, and it saves you a little bit of money, and it's unbelievably rad looking, I think. The first time I went boarding after about 10 or 15 years, I grabbed a Line Miner and put on, and I like went down the mountain a little bit, remembered that I knew how to board, and I just fell back in love with the sport and like kind of changed my life again. So I always think about that Line Miner and just how much I love snowboarding, and it kind of reminds me of that. Anyways, that was a long story. The other really cool thing about this goggle that you might want to know about is the peripheral vision. It just has amazing peripheral vision, some of the best in the industry. So if you really want to just kind of see everything, the goggle blocks almost nothing. It's very natural vision in there. So a lot of reasons to get the Line Miner. I think the main reason not to get it would be if you want a bonus lens or you're the type of person that really likes changing lenses out. But if you're not, this is a really, really good choice. Giro makes dope goggles? Yes, Giro also makes dope goggles. Giro is one of the biggest goggle brands and helmet brands in the world. A lot of times people associate Giro with like a lower end goggle you might pick up at the bottom of the slope if you forgot your nice goggle at home. But actually, if you're shopping for a nice goggle, you can consider Giro for sure. This is a new goggle for this season. Admittedly, I have not ridden in it yet, but I hope to when we get a little bit more snow here in Southern California. But what I love about this goggle really is two main things. The first one is the EVAC vent tech. Basically, this top portion here, it's not like regular foam, and it's not hard and it's not soft. It's way more technical. It's a little bit vented. It's a little bit armored. Really helps with fogging. It doesn't get damaged nearly as easily. It doesn't get wet nearly as easily. It's just a great system. It's a really good anti-fog system. So super rad kind of concept and thought. The other thing I like about it is the lens tech. So Giro lenses are the Vivid technology, but they're designed by Zeiss. And Zeiss is an old school optical brand that if you're an optical nerd like me, you know has been making great stuff for, you know, I think over 100 years at this point. So this is their newer lens tech, the high contrast, contrast boosting lens. It's really good. The goggle's tough, it's durable, it's clean, it's different, it's new. The Article II. Next on the table is the Smith IO Mag XL. I actually have a pair of these at home, different colorway, but this goggle is really clean, really simple, been out for a long time, you know, not really making a statement either way. If you're just looking for a really clean, high-end goggle with a lot of good features, the IO Mag XL is a great choice. Also comes in other sizes, so if you don't have a really big head like I do, you can check out the other sizes. I think one of the things that differentiates this goggle from a lot of the other ones we talked about is the clip system. So instead of having just a whole strap in the back, this kind of clips and unclips. I think for a lot of people, it's easier to get them off and on, especially with a helmet. But if you're wearing the goggle inside of your helmet, like if you're really cool and you do that, I'm not cool enough to do that or fast enough to do that. The buckle could be a little bit of a source of pressure because it's just like a big plastic piece back there. So something to think about there. Of course, comes with 2 sets of lenses. And the other big talking point, anytime you're talking about Smith goggles, is the chroma pop lens technology. Arguably the best one. You know, some of us here go back and forth on who makes the best snow goggle lens tech, but some people in the building do vote that chroma pop is the best one. I think their low light lenses are probably the best low light lenses that I've personally tested. So huge peripheral vision on these as well. Our insert is compatible with it, of course, like all the other goggles, so you can use that peripheral and actually see better. One thing also to think about, and this is kind of true for all of the goggles we've been talking about, is the helmet compatibility. You might want to pair up the goggle brand and the helmet brand. They all kind of work together and give a little bit more of a seamless kind of option going on. So that's just something to think about. All right, Smith IO Mag XL. All right, the next one up here is the Spy Marauder Elite. And this is, I think I've said this a couple times, but one of my personal favorites. I love this goggle for a few reasons. I think it looks really cool and clean. I love the aesthetics. I love the foam kind of option up top. It's a lot higher quality. It's kind of integrated. It's not quite foam. It's not quite armor. I think it's a really, really good compromise. Something that's really underrated with Spy is the happy lens tech. You know, Spy spent a lot of time, money, and energy trying to teach everybody that the happy lens will make you happier because it lets in more of the good blue light, which is technically true, but I think what they didn't spend a lot of time talking about is the amazing quality and optics and contrast of the lens. To me, it's right on par with all the other best lens technologies. So don't sleep on the happy lens tech. The other thing I love is, to me, they're just super comfortable. They are kind of a bigger goggle. I love the cylindrical kind of styling on the lens. But something to think about with this one is the interchangeability. So they do use magnets, but they also use this deadbolt interchangeable locking system. So some people get worried that if they take a spill or they're riding really hard, the magnets might kind of become undone and might lose a lens. So this one actually uses a system where you clip out, like it locks in and out, but also uses magnets to make it really fast and easy and to interchange them. So to me, it's really easy to do. You can do it with gloves on, you can do it on the chairlift, just the clipping and the unclipping and the pulling out, and it's kind of the best of both worlds because they use the magnets, but that deadbolt system is also really, really intuitive. So I actually love this goggle. My guess is on my next trip, if you force me to only take one goggle, this is the goggle that I would take, but if you know me, I'm gonna take like 7 goggles for a 2-day snowboarding trip. All right, last on the table is the Zeal Portal XL. It's an XL, it's a bigger goggle. Fit-wise, yeah, it's kind of a bigger goggle. It does have a lot of adjustability, so if you don't have a big head, but you like that big look, it'll fit really well also. The main deal with these Zeal goggles is the lens technology. Zeal is actually owned by Maui Jim. Maui Jim makes some of the best sunglass lenses on earth. They share some of those innovations and technologies. And what Zeal does kind of different than a lot of people is they offer more polarized options, more photochromatic options, which are lenses that get lighter and darker on their own, and then polarized plus photochromatic lenses, which are my personal favorite. In fact, if I was getting a Zeal goggle, I personally would only get the photochromatic plus polarized option. It's such a cool way to go. The lens gets lighter and darker as you need it. It doesn't have a full polarized lens to kind of give you some of the negatives that polarization can do on the mountain, like make it harder to see ice or mess with depth perception. It just has enough polarization to really cut out all that harsh glare. It is just kind of eye-opening and comfortable, and some of the most unique, best optics you can have on the mountain. So that's kind of unique, right? What I don't love about the Zeal kind of lineup is the interchangeability. It's a little hard to get used to. It has this like rail lock system. I kind of have misaligned it before, but to me, the whole deal with Zeal is that photochromatic kind of option anyway that gets lighter and darker. So you really don't need to change the lenses. You can get used to it. I'm sure people do. It's not terrible. It's just a little bit not the best interchangeable system. I do love the goggle though because of that lens tech. So that's the Zeal Portal XL. Fellas, what'd you think? Which one's your favorite? Put it down in the comment sections. If this video was helpful or you just like listening to me talk, please subscribe to our channel and put a thumbs up and follow us on all the social medias. And don't forget, don't put your glasses in your goggles anymore. Check out sportrx.com. We can help you see better.